Halloween is out, cold girl makeup is in. If you want to learn how to do this frosty cold girl makeup look inspired by winter, then keep on watching. I'm going to go in with concealer first because I have pimples on my face that I really want to cover. I'm going in with the She Glam concealer. For some reason my face has been breaking out, and even though I haven't washed it, I don't know if that's why, but even if I wash it, my face still breaks out. And it's funny because my friends are like, oh my god, you need to use moisturizer, and I end up using moisturizer and it ends up breaking me out too. So I don't know, am I the only one? Like in my 20s is where my skin starts breaking out, because when I was younger my skin didn't break out at all. Now all of a sudden I'm 23 and my skin wants to break out. Like,
where was this when I was 15 or 16?
But I'm just blending out my concealer with a beauty blender. I like using a beauty blender because I feel like it gets in every single eye. I don't use a brush. A lot of people use a brush. I feel like a brush just moves things around, and a beauty blender makes everything nice. So I'm gonna actually blend my concealer onto my eye because I want my eyes to have like a little base, because we're gonna do something nice and frosty for the eyes. This concealer is actually full coverage. It's from She Glam, and I like using concealers rather than foundations because I feel like concealers aren't as thick as foundations. I don't know if that's just me, but I like using it. I know it's supposed to highlight you, but I also feel like sometimes concealers just are like, they say they're full coverage, but they're actually full coverage and medium coverage, or like they're not that thick. Since we are going for like a frosty look or like more of a glowy look, I'm gonna go in with this contour thing that is very light coverage, but you can build it on. But today I don't want to look bronzy, I want to look pink, I want to look sick, I want to look frosty. I'm just gonna grab my brush, like this type of brush. It's a blush brush, but I don't care, and I'm just gonna apply it to my face, like right there, just to add a little bit of contour because we don't want to look that pale unless you do. I'm also gonna add it right here because I like adding it like in a circle or like in a half thing. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know how to explain it, but I just like adding it to these places because I feel like it makes my face look slimmer. I have a very round face. I'm also gonna put some on my nose because who doesn't want a tiny nose in any season? Next, I'm gonna go with a very pink blush. Cold girl is like very pink, very frosty, so you kind of want to look like if you were outside and then you were rubbing your nose a lot. So I'm gonna put a lot of blush. This is the Makeup Revolution blush in the shade Dolly Rose. I usually like putting a lot of blush, so I feel like this is my season. I'm also gonna put some on my nose because, like I said, you want that pink face. And instead of using a brush, I'm just gonna use my fingers because sometimes I like using my fingers because they don't absorb anything and you actually look pink. I'm gonna go like this all over my face like that. I'm gonna go a little bit more and more on my nose, kind of just like if you were outside and now you're cold. You see, like, I love this type of makeup. Like, you get this normally when you go outside, but when you live in California you don't get this, so you gotta fake it with makeup. I'm gonna use my beauty blender to absorb a little bit, but I'm also gonna blend it to my nose like this. Next, we're gonna go in with the eyes. Look at my eyes. This is how they look, right? We're gonna go in with a little highlighter. This is a liquid highlighter. It's the She Glam highlighter in the shade Vanilla Frost. And if you have hooded eyes, make sure to keep your eyes closed because obviously it's wet. But I'm just gonna add some to my eye like that, and then I'm gonna blend it out with my finger. Make sure it goes all over your eye. I kind of like going upwards to my brows because, like I said, I have hooded eyes, so when I open it I want it to actually look like the frosty is there. I'm gonna add more and just blend it with my finger. When you're working with liquid, I feel like it's better to blend with your finger, and then if you feel like you put too much, you can use a brush. I'm gonna go down to here, the corner of my eye, and just keep blending. Same to the other eye. You see how I'm keeping my eyes closed, but that's because I don't want the highlighter to end up like on top of my brow. I just want it where I'm putting it, and while it's drying I open my eye so it looks frosty like that. I like it really frosty. Like, I want it to look like snow. And I know they're still wet, but I'm gonna go in with a highlighter, like a powdered highlighter. This is the Maybelline highlighter. I don't know what it is, if I'm being honest. The back is covered, but I'm just gonna put some on my finger, and then I'm just gonna tap it all over my eye, kind of to matte it down a little bit, because obviously you don't want it liquid and you don't want it to go all over the place. You just want it on your eye. I'm going higher up to there. I'm gonna grab a brush that looks like this, and I'm just gonna kind of blend it down so it looks smooth, because we don't want it to look chalky. We're not done with the eyes. We're gonna go in with this Jumbo NYX pencil. Is in the shade, I don't know what shade's in it. Milk. It's in the shade Milk. And I'm just gonna add it to the corner of my eye, like right there, and I'm gonna blend that out with my finger. Again, the other eye. So it gives like that frosty look. We're not done with the eyes, but we're gonna go for my eyebrows. I have no brows, so I like doing them like how I do them in every season, which is make them dark. So I just add the color just like this, and then I go in with my little brush and I just spoolie it out to my whole brows. I do my brows the same every season. Then I'm gonna go with a glue brow gel just to set them in place. I like fluffy brows. Fluffy brows in general are really cute, especially if you have no eyebrows. You put glue on them or you fluff them up and they look like they're there. See, all of a sudden I have eyebrows. Next, I'm just gonna curl my lashes. I'm gonna go in with this mascara because I like small wands. I feel like if you have no lashes, or if you feel like you can't get mascara in every single lash, get a small wand, get a mirror, go like this, and you can see every single lash. I'm gonna curl my lashes before they dry because I don't use false lashes, so I like curling my lashes a second time. You see, it's kind of looking so frosty, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I love this frosty eye look. I'm gonna go in with the highlighter again, but instead of putting it on my eyes, I'm gonna put it on my cheeks, going like this. This highlighter is so good. I've had it for the past, I think, 2 years, and it still has a lot. To blend it in, I'm just gonna use my finger, and in my nose, instead of blending it in like that, I'm just gonna tap it so it still gives that glow on the nose. Next thing I'm gonna go in with is like a brown liner, and instead of creating like a big wing, I'm gonna create like a little tiny line going like this, so it's not like a huge wing. It just gives your eyes a little lift, so they look lifted instead of all droopy. I'm gonna, oh my god, why is my lighting so bright? I'm gonna grab my beauty blender, wet it, and then blend my forehead a little bit because for some reason my forehead looks like it's still white. Then I'm gonna use my beauty blender to like blend the highlighter, the blush, and everything I put on my face together. I didn't put any contour on my nose right here, and it looks dark. Next thing I'm gonna go in with is a powder blush. This is the Wet n Wild blush in the shade Bed of Roses. A lot of people say that this isn't pigmented, but I feel like it gives the right amount of pigment. So I'm just gonna use a big brush and add more blush to my face. This could be a little bit crazy, but I love blush, so to each their own. I'm also gonna put a little bit of blush on my forehead to actually give the illusion of it being cold. Then we're gonna go in with the same powdered highlighter that we use for our eyes, and we're just gonna put it on our cheeks like that. For our lips, we're gonna go in with like a pinkish lip color. I like pink for winter because I feel like everything pink is adorable. So I'm just gonna line my lip. This is the Cara Lip Pencil in the shade Fuchsia. It's from the 99 Store. Lip liners from the 99 Store are so good. I feel like people sleep on them. Then I'm gonna go in with this Wet n Wild lip gloss. Look how pretty it looks. It literally has like little glittery flakes, so it goes with the eyes. This is the Wet n Wild lip gloss in the shade Past Curfew, and I'm just gonna add it to my lips. It just adds the perfect amount of pink. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of powdered bronzer, and the same brush that I use for my blush, I'm just gonna put a little bit on my brush and just blend it on my forehead a little bit because my forehead needs a little bit color. We don't want to look too pink or too pale. And this is the Cold Girl Makeup All Complete. I am obsessed with the way this came out. This is like a frosty eye look. My hair, I was trying to give like the side part with a cute thing, like the moms in like the 90s. I don't know if the 90s was when the side part was popular, but I am obsessed with the way it came out. It's so pink, it's so frosty, and I absolutely love it. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Like, subscribe, bye.